Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. The bitter and sour marriage between President William Samoei Ruto and the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua came into its culmination and a very sad divorce when Kithure Kindiki was sworn in today to replace Rigathi Gachagua. I must say that when all this supremacy battle and political rift between the two leaders started, I never believed that it would reach a time when Rigathi Gachagua would be ousted from office. I thought they would, sometimes later sit down to look at what was ailing their marriage. But as fate would have it, Rigathi is now gone because the cases that are in court and the processes that will take place in the judiciary are mere formality. Rigathi Gachagua was accused of sabotaging the president, of disrespect to the president, of leaking secrets that are supposed to remain with the cabinet, and of course, the biggest and the most unbelievable accusation is that through the Gen Z protest, he wanted to topple this government. And of course, there was this issue of Rigathi Gachagua being tribal and only looking at their people in Mount Kenya. So in search for the replacement, they wanted someone who is loyal and someone they believe would work very closely with the president. They were looking at compatibility because obviously Rigathi and Ruto were never compatible. Rigathi saying that he's been telling William Ruto the truth, that there are some of these decisions that they make at the cabinet level that do not agree well with the people of Kenya. So William Ruto settled on Abraham Kithure Kindiki, a man they believe is loyal, a man they believe is not as abrasive as Rigathi Gachagua. They have worked together. Abraham was his lawyer when he was in the ICC, and they have moved together to date. So today, Abraham Kithure Kindiki took oath of office in a colorful ceremony that was obviously rushed, just the same way the process has always been rushed from the National Assembly to the Senate to all the way, even in the courts until now. And Abraham Kithure Kindiki had one message to the president. He told him, I will be loyal to you. I will never disappoint you. In essence, he was telling him, I will not be like the dethroned king, Rigathi Gachagua. He was telling him, I have learned from what has been happening and I will be there for you. Kindly take a look at this.
Is to affirm that throughout my journey, culminating with this moment, I have come to believe that Kenya is the country of possibility. Your Excellency, for a person such as I to stand here today and take oath of the office of the Deputy President, it can only happen in Kenya. Your Excellency, I was born 52 years ago in one of the remotest parts of Kenya. But because Kenya is the land and the homeland of possibilities, today I, perhaps the most unlikely person, is standing here today because Kenya has made it possible for anybody to become anything in this country. I don't take it for granted. And therefore, Your Excellency, as you lead us into the transformation of our country in the years ahead, I want to commit to support and assist you, together with the other colleagues in government, to realize a Kenya that has even greater opportunities, a more inclusive Kenya, a more democratic Kenya, and a more transformed Kenya. Your Excellency, I'm grateful. Finally, Your Excellency, I have reflected on the words of the oath of office I've taken, both the oath of allegiance and also the oath for due execution of the functions of the office of the Deputy President. And in that regard, I want to commit to you as I end my remarks, I want to commit to you before this congregation and before the Almighty God, who is acknowledged in the Constitution, that I will serve under you and provide you with the assistance and support you require to take this country to the next level. I commit I will be loyal and faithful. I will try the best of my ability to work hard together with the other colleagues to lighten the burden that you carry on your shoulders, Your Excellency. And therefore, I think for me, today is, if I may say so, a day when I have received the highest honor yet of my life. And I don't take that for granted.
William Ruto, on his part, decided to give Rigathi Gachagua a scathing and indirect attack, because Rigathi has always been, accused of, instead of becoming a national leader, they have accused Rigathi Gachagua of a village leader, as someone who is always talking about Mount Kenya, Murima, and of course that is what he's been doing. But he says that the reason why he does that is that politics is local, charity begins at home, and he says that when he was appointed as the deputy president, he was there as a caretaker of Mount Kenya and the Murima affairs. He doesn't want their businesses to be tampered with. That is why he talks about Nyamakima. He talks about the hawkers in town. He talks about the bars in Nairobi. Rigathi simply believes that majority of businesses in Nairobi belong to the Murima. I don't know how true is that, but somehow I believe it is true. When demolitions were taking place and William Ruto charged him to be in charge after the floods, and they were demolishing houses that were near riverbanks, Rigathi said, I cannot do this. So obviously, William Samoei Ruto was charging Rigathi Gachagua to undertake duties that he felt was going to antagonize him and his people. So William Ruto decided to attack Rigathi Gachagua. In fact, he was talking to Kithure Kindiki, but the message clearly was to Rigathi Gachagua. That's what many experts believe, because he was telling Kithure Kindiki that you must work for the people of Kenya. You must not think that you're working for your family, for your people, for your tribe. And that message clearly was going to Rigathi Gachagua.
Kenyans were listening. I too was listening. You said that you will serve the people of Kenya and the Republic of Kenya. Abrake, please serve the people of Kenya and the Republic of Kenya. As I told our principal secretaries, as I told our cabinet secretaries, and as I tell every public servant who has a responsibility, who has a duty, who has the honor to serve our nation, let us serve the people of Kenya and the Republic of Kenya. We are not here to serve ourselves or our families or our communities or our regions or our villages. We are here to serve the Republic of Kenya and the people of Kenya.
Now, what is the conclusion if you look at this new marriage? The new marriage, one, there's going to be smooth running in the government. They seem comfortable and compatible, but you never know until they work for sometimes. Rigathi and Ruto have never worked for so long. Ruto just got an opportunity, and Rigathi, being an opportunist again, found his way when they realized that Murema was turning against the former president Uhuru Kenyatta, and that's how they started working. But for Kithure, they've worked for some time. Now, what does it mean again? Apart from the compatibility, we know that Kithure will not leak secrets from the government, but there is a problem. Kenyans must now rise up to ensure that they call upon the government, because Rigathi said that sometimes he could look directly straight into the eyes of the president and tell him, "You are naked." Tell him that some of these policies are not good for us. We campaigned and we promised people that we would not demolish their houses. We promised people that we would not raise taxes. Please reconsider your stand. Now, in this one, it means that Kithure Kindiki and William Ruto will be working together. Kithure will be a yes sir person. He might not challenge even his boss. We need a presidency where a deputy can sometimes challenge, but very respectfully challenge the president and tell him, "I don't think this is right." Even though many people have worked closely with William Ruto, saying that he does not listen to anyone. Those are not my words. The former Attorney General told us as much. Jebu Muturi told us that he's not consulted. He's there as a stooge. He takes salary, but no one listens to him. Even if he offers his pieces of advice, they don't listen to him. Now, we are getting into a situation where if they decide, like right currently, there are a lot of abductions taking place. And you see, Kithure Kindiki is the one who has been at the helm of the Interior Ministry. Now, people fear that now with the president and the deputy together, people have been, in charge of these atrocities, so to speak, that this is going to be perpetuated without looking back, because there is no one to challenge the president. They will be in that cabinet and everything will be running smoothly. No one will even raise a hand and say, "I think this is not right." In the cabinet, a cabinet is supposed to be a place of discussion where people deliberate and they discuss before they come to a conclusion. But from what Rigiji has told us, and we want to believe it, because that is what we've seen happening even at the National Assembly and the Senate, that they will always dance to the tune of the executive. They will always go there, rubber stamp and ratify whatever William Ruto wants. So we believe when Rigiji said that William Ruto does not want anyone to challenge him. And that is bad news to us. For the government, it is going to be smooth sail. It is going to be good for William Ruto, because no one will leak out secrets. They will be together. You will not see the wrangles of, this one saying William Ruto wanted to kill me, or no. They will work together. But for the people of Kenya who want services to be rendered to them, who want killings and abductions to stop, it is bad news to us. We have been taken to what I call cycles all along since the differences began, to the impeachment, to the court cases. Now the government must now sit down and settle. We want to know about Adani deal, because when all this was happening, Adani deal was almost signed. Finance Bill 2023 and Finance Bill 2024 were given a clean bill of health. Several things happened. Abductions are taking place. We've not seen where Aoko is. And so we've been blindfolded to be following all this process. Now that it is over, let us focus on the real issues and the elephant in the room, and Kenyans must start asking questions. Ladies and gentlemen, we wait and see how things are going to unfold. We have a new deputy president. As long as the principal has got policies that are not good for Kenyans, there will be no any change. And maybe Kithure Kindiki is going to get the first challenge of realizing that in as much as you are the principal assistant of the president, you are there to take orders.